Oh, we have sound! Great! What the hell? And I also hear myself double again because I forgot to mute my backup screen. Oh gosh. Little jump scare at the start of the screen when your mic suddenly doesn't work for some reason, even though you tested it at the beginning. We are professionals. So, again, even though you guys couldn't hear me, hi Bach! Hi Cookie! Oh my. That literally gave me a heart attack. I thought my mic was going to die on me, which is the last thing I really need right now. Hi Stinky! Ha 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 ha! I smell great, thank you. Oh boy. So where was I before I started to scream? Scream. Why do I say scream to stream today? My inner desire is getting the better of me. Just kidding. So how is everybody doing today? Yesterday I got some feedback for my hero here. And she, by the way, has a name. She's called Alea, which is basically a name that means rising, which I figured was very cool for her. Doing pixel art for my project. Oh, cool. Doing environment. Oh, that's awesome. Keep me updated. I really want to see what you're doing. Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Also, I'm so sorry for confusing you on Discord. I don't know what's up with Discord lately, but in general, it feels like it's getting more and more broken every day. Because you wrote, like, that you did a bunch of stuff before going to sleep, right? And I was answering that message, and while I was typing, suddenly Discord, like, grayed out, and then it reloaded, and at the spot where I wanted to answer you, there was just your last message. And I thought, okay, maybe you deleted it because you, I don't know, figured you didn't want to send it or something. No, I answered you on mobile yesterday. That's why I answered with my second account, by the way, because I'm too lazy to log into my main Celestia account. Cause on phone it's very scuffed. It is. And that's it, right? I went on my tablet later that night, and then I saw that your messages were actually there. And I was sitting here like, okay, Discord phone stuff, I guess, but I figured I don't delete my message because I don't care, actually. It will do whatever it wants. Yeah. That is so true. I have another Discord where I am talking very frequently with a friend of mine. It's basically Mooney's and my private Discord. And we have a lot of threads open. And sometimes I click on this Discord and then it says, there are no channels available here. Do you want to make a new channel so you can start talking? And I sit here like, wait. We have like hundreds of channels in there. It feels like, how can there be no channels? Yeah, I don't mind anyway. Thank God. I just figured if you're curious why I wrote slow, you're going to ask, and you did ask. I didn't know you were alive because I'm sick and my battery is low. Oh, you're sick. I hope you're getting better. Do you have the flu or something else? I'm so sorry to hear that, Simon. Anyway, welcome to the stream again. Yeah, if I do anything Discord, I'll do it on PC. Yeah, for me, most of the time Discord. I use Discord mostly for the PC, but I have to admit, very recently or in the last couple of months, I even use it more on mobile. Because most people I know use Discord anyways, and not like WhatsApp and all the other messenger apps people normally use. Because I still prefer Discord way more over the phone than like WhatsApp and stuff. Yep, same. I have a sore throat and I have a cold, and when I stem my head hurts. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Really sorry. I hope you get better soon. Also me trying to get the right, like, flow with the chain right now. Gotta pull in the feedback I got and maybe trace it a little bit, because that's like... that chain doesn't work the way I want it to work. Yeah, that's way better. I got a cold like a few days ago, like the other day. Oh no! I'm so sorry to hear that. Rest well and sleep a lot, that helps. It's okay, if you say so. Be right back. Alright, alright. Okay. I need my liquefy tool again. Because liquefy is just... I didn't mean to use the mask again. Jeez. Okay. Fine. the normal thing. Thank you. There we go. I'm back. Welcome back. Welcome back. That was fast. Okay, I think that looks great. Oops. I think I told you guys that I'm doing this character for a course or slash mentorship I'm doing, and yesterday we had like the weekly check-in where I post what I've done so far and I get a little bit of feedback from my TAs, and that's what I'm doing right now, applying the feedback basically. Because I can pull the feedback even here so you guys can see it, right? If you're curious. This is a little paint over I got from my TA, which looks so cool. I'm not that active this few days. You're totally fine, Simon. You're sick. Just make sure you're like get better and rest up. You can just sit here, enjoy the chats. And hello Desi! Welcome back! Welcome. So yeah, that's the feedback I got, and I think I have a second one somewhere as well. Because I did quite a bunch of stuff, right? And there was a little confusion. Since I already sent the sketches I scrapped, if you remember, the one I did on Thursday with Skype, and I also got this feedback here. Where they gave me a lot of feedback for the scrapped sketch, right? And that was a little bit, that was my bad, right? So yeah, but the whole feedback sheet was still very useful because there were some other tips as well. And we had like a little back and forth and stuff. What I could do and how I could push the stylized aspect more, because I also felt like I wanted to push the jacket and everything a bit more so it looks even more flowy. But it kind of didn't work yesterday. I really tried my best to make it work, but it just... I don't know. I'm still having troubles doing stylized clothing, or clothes in general are still like a weakness of mine, I would say. I knew there was something wrong with the sky position in the back. Technically, it's not wrong. Wait, I need to pull this out so I can just do this. We just talked about like some ideas of what we could do. My position was fine, but I wanted to give it even a more dynamic look, and I wasn't sure how, and I also was worried about like the hair. I mean, there is no right and wrong in art, right? So how do I explain? The position of the scarf itself was fine. Because you can put the scarf there, that's absolutely no problem. It still creates a nice flow. I wanted it to point towards the head so the viewer looks there. But the issue with the placement of the scarf was actually not the placement of the scarf, but this part here. Let's make it blue. Because I have the chain here. I have all those little bumps and stuff. Then I have the scythe over here, and then here's the shoe and the leg. And this basically creates a very messy negative space if you try to isolate it. So that's the issue we had. That's why I pushed this one back a bit, like you can see here. So it opens up the space a little bit more and makes it more clearer. And also, Cookie, please, if you ever notice something is wrong or you have questions, just ask. It doesn't hurt me and it doesn't hurt you. I would really appreciate your feedback. I just didn't want to say anything because you probably know more than me. I wouldn't say that actually. Even if I have more knowledge, that doesn't mean that I see everything. Because you are an additional pair of eyes, right? Which is amazing. You see things that I have been staring at for hours and hours. I mean, I do flip the canvas in between, right, to see if things look good or if the proportions are okay. But a lot of times, you don't see it. You just don't see stuff. And if you notice something that looks kind of weird or odd, or you feel like it doesn't belong there, don't be afraid to say so. I know a lot of streamers are like, no backseat arting, don't do that, that's annoying, yada yada yada. At least I've seen a few people do it, but I actually appreciate if you guys like give me your input. I mean, I am going to say no at some point, or say it's a good idea, but I prefer it this way, because sometimes it's a preference thing, but sometimes it's actually like just me being stupid and overlooking stuff. I has too much stuff going on in that area. Okay, next time. Thank you, Cookie. But yeah, I think you can already see a huge difference, because this is like where we stopped yesterday and what I handed in, and this is what I already fixed. And I just love how my TA did the hair and how they made it flow more, because I have to admit I am a sucker for long hair most of the time. I just love how it looks, I love how it feels. I myself have very long hair, but I also love short hair, but I have neglected drawing like bobs and stuff. I did short hair for guys and as well and stuff like that, but it's a lot harder for me at least to make very flowy and cool hair with short hair. Because with long hair, you know, you can just go fun. I want something here. I want like a pigtail here. I want a pigtail there and stuff. Or I don't know, you have a ponytail that goes up like this or whatever. Or if I make this one longer, right, you just go, okay, long flowy hair, beautiful. It's very simple, but to really do those sharp curves like she did and flowy bits and pieces with short hair is completely new to me. And it looks so much better, right? It's still the same hairstyle, but with a totally different flow. And bless my TA, they also told me that I should push the shapes of the sleeve. And I think I told you yesterday that I would love to make them bigger, but I don't know how. And as you can see, she even included this in her feedback without me telling her about my issue. And it's so cool. And it looks so much better. I like the puffy sleeves now even more, because I really want to learn how to exaggerate stuff like that. And it helped so much. What are you hmming about? So let's see, I also want to push the pants the way she did. I personally don't like very puffy sleeves. Yeah, I know what you mean. For me, it's... let me see if I have, like... a reference. Do I have a stylist reference? It's not about the sleeves being actually puffy, but just more stylized. Let's see. Like, this jacket is also cropped, like it's very thin and stuff and looks very cool. But I'm just going to take this one. It's probably AI, but I don't care. Oops. And then you have this style here, right? It's also basically a similar type of jacket, but it's way bigger. The shapes are way bigger. It's oversized on her body and makes all this cool bumpy stuff. And I didn't want it to be like a very tight like this, because this is very realistic sleeves, right? Oh!
Simon_Make just collected. Stay hydrated.
Thank you so much for the reminder, Simon. Everybody drink some water. So yeah, I wouldn't define those as like puffy, but oversized and stylized. Because it's essentially the same thing than the other girl is wearing, just not as skin tight. And I do love oversized sweaters and jackets and stuff. They're so comfy. But for me, puffy sleeves are like something like... I'm gonna have to rest now. You do that. You do that. For me, puffy sleeves I don't like are stuff like this, right? Those are the types of puffy sleeves I don't really enjoy. They kind of work for Disney princesses and stuff, but I would never wear this. See you on the next live. Bye. I'm looking forward to it, Simon. That's also uncomfortable. Yeah, that outfit probably is. But for me, puffy sleeves are sleeves that go where the neckline is like this and then it puffs up here, right? Those are like puffy sleeves for me, because you could do it like this as well. Or like the typical, I don't know, Snow White puffy sleeves that only go down to here. And I wanted to have a similar effect like this, where she just wears like a jacket that has more volume. And since I love stylized art, I really have to push the shapes. Because I mean, if you look at the before and after, where is it? There isn't that much of a difference, right? Especially in, let's do it here, in this area. It's still the same jacket, but I pushed the form more to make it more voluminous, to make it more interesting and stuff. And I basically did the same with the sleeves, where I pushed them out more with a straight line and stuff. To make it visually more interesting. Actually, because the character has scarves and it's like very flowy, I think the super puffy sleeves gets in the way. I felt bad for the character, okay? It's totally fine. But the sleeves technically wouldn't get in the way because it's also, if she like stands, the sleeves would be like, I don't know, if this, let's make a noodle arm. If this is their arm, if she stands, it's just that the jacket like puffs up down here. And it drops down like this. Because it's just this part that is thicker. But because of the movement, the stuff gets also pulled up. So it looks more loose. But either way, it's just a personal preference thing, right? I mean, the funny thing about armor is armor, like heavy armor, it is such a dumb thing to move in. If you ever wore a thing like this, you are not able to move at all. You are very limited and stuff, but it protects you, right? Okay, I wanted to do the pants. That's what I wanted to do. Let's go. Also, I don't know, for some reason I always find this argument like very lazy, that stuff gets in the way at fighting, or that stuff is impractical. Because of course it's impractical. We're making designs that are supposed to look good and functional, right? So there are always going to be bits and pieces that are like realistically not very good, because let's be real. Why should I give her scythes? Why didn't I give her like just a gun? Nowadays nobody fights with any swords or stuff like this in a real war or battle. And the world she's living in basically has magic and stuff, so... It's fantasy, it's meant to be illogical at times. Exactly. That's so true. It's the balance that makes the design, right? It has to look believable. And that's the most important thing. And I mean, those sleeves are still not too big to really get in the way, if that makes any sense. They are loose, yes, but not like those kimono things that look like this. But also a kimono like tassel on the arm would also look very cool, and it's always like a style. But that's the beauty in design, right? An example I really love to use if like people say it's very impractical to use something like this and that and stuff. There are, I don't know if some of you guys watch like dancing stuff and so on. There is breakdance, right? Breakdancers have most of the time like sneakers and other very sporty shoes that are very comfortable and nice to wear. Then there are like the people who dance waltzers and stuff like that, who often wear like tiny heels and stuff just to look more elegant. It would be way more easier to dance in like sporty shoes or ballerinas. That's the next thing. Ballet shoes have another different approach. They dance on the tip of their toes, which is super uncomfortable and very hard to do. And they technically wouldn't have to do it, but it's just a style and it looks good. And all of these different things are different styles, and there are even those crazy people who actually dance in high heels, very hard choreographies, right? They make splits, they make backflips with those type of things. Or ice skating. Ice skating is also extremely hard to do if you don't know how. And they make such cool things, but it would be way easier to do a backflip on a trampoline, right? And it's just style. And a coolness factor, I guess. And that's something you always have to keep in mind. Also, I would argue the more realistic the DRP is you're working, the more you really need to look at the functional part, right? Because then people are going to argue more that, I don't know, oh, this isn't real, it looks so fake and all this stuff, and you know the drill. But the more fantasy-esque your IP is and the more fantastical it is, you get away with way more stuff. Because of course, if you're like doing a World War II documentation and you do fantastical stuff in it, people are going to ask you if you're crazy. Or if you just want to do a movie or a game based in it, people want it to be realistic, right? Oh, let's just take Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings. Those are two very fantastic worlds with their own fantastic rules. And as long as it works in this universe, that's great. You're right. It's just an opinion. I don't think it's like I'm right and what I'm saying is the only thing that's true. Because the universe I'm doing, it would be like, imagine I would draw her in like a middle-age medieval Kingdom Come Deliverance type of armor. Nobody would believe me. And it wouldn't be like a cool cyberpunk or solar punk setting, right? Also, one fascinating stuff or part that I've noticed for myself when it comes to art, the more references you look at, the more projects you actually do, the more your own taste can change. Because if you would have like, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out the time frame, but it doesn't really matter. If you would have told me like a few years ago that I would be drawing a kind of cyberpunk-ish like character for an IP I'm making on my own, voluntarily, I would have asked you if you're nuts. Because back then I actually didn't like this cyberpunk-ish outfits and stuff and all the tech wear, and I would have never like drawn shoes like this because I'm a boot high heel type of girl, and I just love to draw only fantasy stuff and such. But I have seen so many cool concepts over the past time that I really, really wanted to give it a try on my own. I mean, you can just put neon lights on the armor. It will make the character interesting. like a disco armor. Oh my god, I love that. Thank you, Buff, for the headband. Thank you. Also, it's so funny how much your own skill can bias you towards certain things. Because I don't know if I have a good example right now, but there's a, let's just say hands. I used to hate hands. They were the bane of my existence. They sucked. I hated them. I didn't find them sexy or anything. I hated their guts because it's hands. They were fucking hands. Nobody likes hands. But nowadays, it's like I see a pair of hands that's really well drawn, and I also like how I did the hands in this picture, and I came to love hands. Hands are such beautiful things, and they can make or break a good design if you're like sloppy on them. And whenever I see an artist that is like super great at drawing hands and the hands look very cool and stuff, I'm always stopping like, ah, I want to draw hands like this. They look so cool. Look at this pose. Oh my god. And the same thing is for a lot of like design choices or I don't know, clothes. I've never liked high fashion much when I first started out drawing, and now I love to look at high fashion to get inspiration for like really, really cool designs. And I would have never drawn like those sleeves that I did right now because I don't know, I never liked them as well. And right now I'm like, oh, it would be so cool if she like has a translucent sleeve here where you can see her arm underneath, and it's not like super tight, but a little bit loose. Yeah, but I think hands are necessary. You can't hide them really. No, but people always try, and it's just this meme, right? You could now handle them. But I need a soundboard. That one was good, Desi. We appreciate jokes like that. Also, Cookie, what I have to say is a very good skill to have, which you already have, is to know when you're like... How do I explain? You know the difference between something doesn't look good and or looks wrong, and something isn't just your taste. And then as an artist, especially somebody who gives feedback, it is so vital to know the difference of, is it just something I prefer and don't like, or is it something that the person actually didn't draw well? I think that is like a huge, huge difference. And such an important thing, which people often confuse, especially very, very young people. Because just because I don't have the same taste as a person doesn't make their work bad. Ah, yeah, I look at all the details. Yeah, and that's a great skill to have. A really, really great skill. But I'm not 100% sure if I dig the current pen situation. I think I'm going to keep my old version. Because I like the contrast between the very loose sitting jacket. And I think if I like thicken up the pants, they don't look as good? Or the design doesn't look as good? I could be wrong though, but I don't know. I mean, the good thing with the feedback I got is I don't have to take it. Those are just like suggestions, and I have to make my own decisions about what I want to do. But I think I'm going to leave it as it is, like this. Just going to follow through with like the shoes here. What do you guys think? The baggy pants or the more snatched ones? Okay. I think I like where this is going. Awesome. So let's see, how do I want to do the stalking part? I'm back. My mom called. She needed help downstairs. All good, all good. No worries. What's going on, Cookie? Stocking pattern? Yes. What's up with the stocking pattern? The jar does have shorts. Or am I just confused? Maybe? I'm not sure. Shorts? Stockings. For me, stockings are like very high socks. Or like tights without pant part. I'm not a woman, as you can see. Totally fine, totally fine. I'm just looking for a stream save stuff to show. But it's all very sexy lingerie if you type it in, so... Maybe something like flight attendant stockings. Probably not what I think about. Probably not now that I think about it. Wait. All I can think about when I hear stocking is food like chick stock. Oh no! I didn't copy. Let's get something done from eBay real quick. There you go. This is like the same version, right? Those are like very high stocks, and if I don't know, every time I think of stocking, I'm like thinking about like socks or tights that like stop around like the middle of the upper thigh. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I've never drawn them. Oh, stocking are the socks I see guys use when cosplaying as a female character. Exactly. It's sad but true. I'm searching for some inspiration for the stocking pattern, but I haven't found one yet. Ah, what it is. You need a daily reminder to do them. Nah. That's too much. Way too much. tangent, but better. Wuthering waves with characters that has jiggle physics like waves. You guys. They do. And of course you know that, Cookie. Of course you know. We know you know. You got me. I knew it. I knew it. That could work technically. Let's see. Also, shout out to Shutterstock, right? I found it on Pinterest though. Just saying. Shutterstock for them stocking designs. Oh! You got me there, Desi. But this could actually work. Whoa. This is not what I... Photoshop, you're doing strange things? Okay, it's kind of because of the mask, I guess. Interesting. Yeah, funny Photoshop, yeah. Who needs a streamer if you have Photoshop? It does all the comedy for you. Oh, interesting. You mean the pattern? Which I'm still trying to figure out if I want to do it, how I want to do it. Using patterns is still a new technique for me, so I'm fumbling. But I do think the pattern works. Diabolical emote. I don't know what you mean. I don't see any emotes. I don't know what emote we're talking about. Also, Bach has the power of mods. Never underestimate that. Okay, this transform tool really doesn't like masks. It absolutely despises them. For whatever reason. What the heck is that emote? It's a jiggly physics emote. It's not mine though. Just saying. Wish it was, but isn't. Okay, done with this. Congratulations. Okay. Also, guys, stay hydrated. Don't forget to drink something. Oh, Kraken's also here. Thank you for the lurk. Thank you, thank you.
Kraken Xtix just collected posture check.
Thank you so much for the posture check. Everybody, unshrimp yourselves. I know you're shrimping. Like I am. Everybody's a shrimp. Okay, I have unshrimped myself. Thank you so much, Kraken. Thank you. You caught me 2 times. Nobody here is going to shrimp. Nobody on this channel. Not me, not the viewers, nobody. Shrimping is not allowed. I even cracked my back. Oh, what a relief. I do dig the scar. I have to say that. Oh, Cookie agrees. Very good. I made up for the sleeves. Just kidding. Oh?
Golden_bits16 join the Spirit Grove.
Thank you so much for the follow, Golden Bits. Welcome to the Spirit Growth. Thank you. Welcome to the madness that is character design. About to play Oblivion, so I'll be listening to the stream mostly. Totally fine, Desi. Have fun playing Oblivion. You're still in the original one, right? You wanted to play the Oblivion one first and then the remake, right? LMAO. Yes, doing OG first. Okay, then I still remember that right. Also, Golden Bits, where are you watching from? And don't feel inclined to answer. You can lurk around as well. I don't mind. Then a break by playing Dishonored, then remake. Okay. Sounds like you have a plan, definitely. Dishonored is also one of the games that is on my pile of shame. I have to admit. Only heard so many great things about the game. High or low chaos? Dishonored reference? Good or bad playthrough or something like that? Yes, good or bad essentially. Okay, because I know that Dishonored is like very, very good when it comes to the good and bad side of the game. Low, I like doing no kill sneaky. Oh wow, that sounds like a challenge. Takes me 2 to 3 hours to finish a mission. That sounds tough. That sounds really, really tough. I'm currently trying to play some Dark Souls actually. So I myself have plenty of challenges to do. First time playthrough as well, so... It's not hard, I just play slow when doing stuff. God bless the quick save feature. Honestly, every game that has quick save, I'm like quick saving the hell out of it. Out of it. Oh, I'm going around the corner. Is it F5? Usually it is. My muscle memory doesn't know anymore which keys are bind to what because it's just WASD. Everybody knows you walk. Quick save is like the same for me. Hard is playing Shadow Tactics. Even the game tells you to save every 1 minute. Okay, Shadow Tactics. I need to get into the habit of properly saving more in games. One wrong time F5 and I'm redoing hours of work. I feel you so hard on that one. I feel you. The only time I properly saved like in stuff like Skyrim or something like that is like when I turn the game off. So, like you said, sometimes F5 is like the dumbest thing you can do. Okay, I want to go across the corner and press F5, but while I'm going around the corner, a guy's already attacking me and locking me into a kill loop, basically, because I saved at the dumbest time. And you know how quick saves are. You only get one, not two. One. Some games are nice and let you save like 5 to 10 or maybe 20, but most games don't. Yeah, you control multiple characters to stealth at once in real time. Each are also different in skills. It's topped out. Oh gosh. That sounds tough. That sounds really, really tough. Let me see. You said the game's called Shadow Tactics, right? Shadow Tactics. Oh. Kind of reminds me of Baldur's Gate and stuff. At least from the top-down angle, right? This honestly looks like a game for me. I like tactic-based games where you have to do stealth stuff. And where positioning and stuff matters. Very cool. Definitely going to take a look at it once I have time. The only tactics I know is NFTs, noob-friendly tactics. I'm actually, I don't know, most games I don't play on normal, but on hard. At least it's my preferred way of playing if the game has a good hard mode. Because Baldur's Gate, for example, I haven't played Honored mode yet because I never played through the game, but I'm still playing it on Tactician. And I'm loving it, by the way. It has such a good hard mode because the creatures are doing new things, harder things, and it matters more what you're doing. And I love it, but games like The Witcher or Hogwarts Legacy, which I tried doing in a harder mode, they just gave me a headache, but more like you can tell the game isn't made for a hard mode. It's like my PS5 is like lagging a lot in hard mode because there is so much stuff coming in and it's like the frame drops are insane. Or in The Witcher is also like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel good to play hard mode. I mean, I don't like the Witcher battle system in general because it just feels a little, I don't know, wrong or not intuitive. And if I'm not enjoying like a fighting system, then I'm most of the time not going to do it in hard mode. I feel like bullet hell dueling games, Fury has a good hard mode. Fury? Okay, that looks interesting. And I like bullet hell. Or in general, like stuff where you have to position, be quick, dodge and stuff like that. Never heard about the game, but it looks fun. Also, it seems the main-haired guy is white-haired, so I'm already sold. 4 is all boss fights. Ooh, that's great. Hard mode redesigns the boss fights and attack pattern from normal. Oh, that's amazing. This is exactly what I mean with a game has a good hard mode. That it's not just, oh, okay, we are going to double the amount of HP somebody has, and we're going to give them double the amount of damage, and we're going to make them double as fast. This is not how it works. That's just lazy game design for me. Because people just turn up a bunch of, like, stats, and that's it. They never test if it's actually a good fight or not. I'm playing Cyberpunk at hard mode, I think. Because normal mode was just way too easy. But hard mode... it's okay-ish, I guess. It is doable, it's fightable, it's fun. Snipers kill you with one hit, which is totally fine for me, because, I mean, seriously, if a sniper hits me in the head, I'm dead. I don't need to survive it. If I'm dumb enough to basically get hit by a sniper where you can see the laser and have time to dodge it, then it's okay. But sometimes, like, the melees in Cyberpunk, they are really mean, because they also almost one-hit you if you don't have a good build against melees, and I'm basically a glass cannon in Cyberpunk currently. But for one boss fight in Cyberpunk, I had to re-skill myself because I had no means to fight that guy, because he just did way too much damage for the build I was doing. What fun for me in Fury is your guy is essentially a boss as well. Oh, that's cool. that is cool. That's a cool idea. Let me write down shadow tactics and Fury, because otherwise I would forget, or maybe I don't find the stream later. Fury and shadow tactics. So yeah, for Cyberpunk it was like one guy. I don't want to spoil it or anything, but this one boss had like a lot of HP, was super fast, and his bullets could track you, basically. My problem was I had to fight him from the distance, because my build wasn't a melee build, which makes sense, right? I'm a glass cannon, so I try not to get people near me. But whenever I went, like, away from him and tried to fight him from a distance, he would shoot these stupid bullets at me. And those bullets did so much damage, and I just couldn't dodge them. I tried to, like, go into hiding so they wouldn't get me. Either they found their way because they could target me from everywhere, or he suddenly jumped into the place I was hiding and killed me straight out. And I couldn't do anything because I only could hear him coming, but if I dodged too early, the bullets hit me. If I dodged too late, he kills me. So what I did was basically reskilling myself so I could at least block those stupid bullets. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to kill that boss. And that was interesting for me, that I had to change some of my skills to be able to fight a boss. I don't know if it was intended or just unlucky. I guess that my build just couldn't deal with the guy. But for me, this was a fun and interesting challenge. I was so frustrated, and I think it was even, for me, the point where, you know, where you are deeply immersed in a game and you keep on playing and playing and playing, and you're basically waiting for this one point where you stop for today. And that's essentially what was the point where I went like, okay, that's it for today. I'm going to stop. I'm going to sleep. Screw you. I'm not touching you today. Not this boss. I'm out. Thank you very much. So when I revisited the boss the next day and tried to redo it, I noticed that I wasn't just tired. It was just really that my build wasn't made for this guy. So I tried a couple of stuff, tried to study his movements, because, you know, for most bosses it's like, just learn the pattern. Once you have the pattern, you're basically done with the boss, because then you can kill him, whatever. But even with the pattern learned, I just couldn't dodge his stuff. I was even looking up a guide at this point, because I went like, do I overlook something? Is there a place where I could hide? Or is there a mechanic I'm just not seeing at this moment? But no. I just heard some people had like the easiest time with this guy because their build was just amazing for him. And also my boyfriend also had like such an easy time with that guy. That was just, I was in front of him, right, story-wise, and I just can't find my pant layer. Where is it? Am I blind? Oh, I renamed the wrong layer. Okay, makes sense. So, yeah, my boyfriend was far ahead of me with Cyberpunk, right? And for me, I was fighting this fight and he was like, he doesn't mind if he gets spoiled from time to time, so he was also watching me do it, and he also looked at the screen like, how are you supposed to kill him? What the hell? And the best thing is I'm like, I have a stealth build essentially, so I focused on stealth, you know, throwable knives and stuff, which means I have a lot of times where I just have stealth missions and I just go in and out without anybody seeing me. I have some netrunner stuff. I also have like some melee combat for times where I have to go melee. For example, if people really are extremely close to me, I just went into melee and killed them instantly. And my build worked fine. And it still does to this day. Just for this one boss fight, I really had to get my things straight. And that's when I decided to invest some points into blocking bullets and reflecting them onto your opponent. And just with this one little change, this guy was so easy. I did this change and I killed him first try. Which was just insanity. The first time I played against him, I had this very, very funny thing happening to me because I had no idea this guy could heal himself. So you would basically, I don't know, grind him down to a certain percent of HP, then he would go invisible and hide himself somewhere, and then he recharges. And it was like the first or second time I was fighting him, so very early on where I didn't knew what he was up to. And I waited in a corner where I could see the whole arena, basically, so I could pre-aim at him, because even if an enemy is, like, invisible, you can still see their shadow or silhouette. You know how it is, it's like you can still kind of see them in the camouflage they're using. So I tried to wait for him, and I waited and waited and waited, and he just didn't show for some reason. And then I looked at his health bar, because my heart was like at, I don't know. I had a pulse of 200, it felt like. And I was just sitting in a corner and didn't look at the bar. Because for me, I try to focus on the enemy and not on the health bar, right? At least in the very first stages, I never look at the health bar. So I sat there, waited and waited, looked at his health bar. Okay, it was like 70%, and I went like, gosh, only this much? It feels like I'm fighting against him for ages. Waited, waited. Where the hell is that guy? I couldn't hear him, nothing. And then I looked at the health bar again. 80%? 80%? Wait a second! The cheater! He's healing himself! And then I looked through the whole arena and I just saw the HP bar tick up to 100% and then he killed me because he was behind me. And after that I knew, okay, if he is not charging at me but charging away, he's just hiding in some hole to heal himself. And that's when I was able to attack him. This little piece gave me hope that I would be able to kill him without respeccing, but it was just impossible. The bullets dealt way too much damage for the build I was doing, and everything else was just a mess. But I managed to figure it out, so that was kind of fun. Also, I'm not sure about the scar on her chest so far. Oh, that's why I renamed the wrong layer. Because I was on the wrong one. I feel you pain on healing bosses. Yeah. How dare NPCs can heal like we can? That's so unfair. Now, I mean, it's fine if bosses heal themselves, right? It's just like a DPS check or something like that, but it's just... If you're a glass cannon, if he heals himself, you can't kill him, he kills you in an instant and you don't have the HP, it's just like... Are you invisible? You vile creature. Encountered a hidden boss while playing Ultra Kill that summons a lot of ice that if you don't kill, heals the boss to full. Oh, I get that. Minions that heal the boss are a pain. I mean, there are some bosses where it's better to focus on the boss, right? To try and burst him down as fast as you can, but sometimes... But more often than not, you should kill, like, the spawns, the minions, or the ads, or whatever you want to call them. It depends on what games you play, right? But yeah, I feel that. I think it was, Core Keeper as well, where there is a bird that heals through crystals. And the crystals respawn at such a fast-paced rate if you're not careful and if you're not destroying them bit by bit whenever he heals, that it's like, it's so frustrating. Also, I just noticed we are at the half-point mark, which means Bach is going to sleep probably. But I'm going to take a small break to refill my water and stretch my legs. And so you guys can also like go to the toilet or whatever you want to do without missing anything. Then after you beat the boss, a different boss spawns in its place. Oh, great. Yes, okay. But I wish you a wonderful night. Thank you for stopping by again. Thank you for the stream. Always love being here. Oh, you're so sweet. I wish I could watch your stream more often in the morning because I see you online, but I whenever I go online, right before 12 my time. But in the morning I'm just so busy, which sucks. Maybe I should just make it a habit to lurk in other people's stream. Even though I can't ride. But yeah, guys, we're going to take a quick break. For those who that aren't following me, maybe leave a follow so you don't miss out when I go live when you like my stream. And if you want to support me a bit, I would really appreciate if you sub to me. Then I could do this maybe full time. I'll try to start early in the weekend. Okay? I'm just not sure what early means for you exactly. Or what early is in my time. But I will see. I really need to make it a habit to drop by in other people's streams as well. Because I'm just not used to doing so. Because, like I said, I started streaming, but I haven't been using Twitch much. So yeah, shame on me. Okay guys, let's take a quick break and we will be back in a few. Where's my very cool BRB screen? There it is. Let's turn it upside down. Damn. Okay, be right back. Okay, we are back. Hello, hello. And I am also back with some fresh water. Stay hydrated, guys. There we go. Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, let's search for some more scar references. What? Okay. Getting more tattoo stuff, actually. I mean, you're probably not going to see much of the scar anyways. Oh, more scar. One box scar? Box? Big. Oh, yes, it's one big scar. One bit, bog, big. There we go. My brain was like, bit scar? Do you mean big? Then you corrected it to bog, and I was like, what the hell is a bog scar? One blue scar. Beautiful blue scar. Also, I've never like drawn many scars in my life, which is kind of a shame. I did like this, you know, the generic one over the eye, like Kakashi. I think I did it multiple times, but other than that, I was really tame with scars. I'm going to save the scar just in case, but I think it's a little bit too much. It's very noisy. Maybe just the face. Yeah, I just wanted to try it out with the chest part as well because oh gosh, my voice. Because I had this idea of like the parasite basically hit her straight in the chest and then it like spread through her whole body. So that's the idea behind it, if that makes any sense. But I do have to say her chest makes things a bit complicated. Because for a guy it's like a flat canvas. Yeah, yes, if you know what I mean. And it's more easy to draw a scar on there with a very cool design. But here it just feels like, I don't know. I'm just giving it one more try with a different type of scar. It's a flat canvas. Hi, Snivels. How long have you been lurking? You were waiting for me to do something like this. I've been here for about an hour, I think. Alright. Be aware. In 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, almost 2 weeks, I'm in Berlin, okay? I'm near your hood, so be careful. Be careful what you're wishing for. You will never find me. I just need to look for someone with a very specific phone. So as long as you're inside your house slash flat, you're going to be fine. Otherwise, be careful. Just kidding. The sad truth is you know where to find me at the day. Because you know where I'm going. Maybe next year I'll be there, but now tickets are like 200 euros and that's kind of steep. Yeah, I'm only going because I won them on the rookie server. And they even gave me a second ticket because the second guy couldn't make it for some reason, so that was very sweet of them. Because I don't have the budget for it, and I think those tickets are just for one day, and those are already 220, both tickets. So yeah, they are steep. And it's a bit sad because I'm there on Saturday, right? And the last speaker of the day is Aaron Blaze, you know, the Disney guy, and I would have loved to see him. But we decided to only stay there for the day and fly back home in the evening. And I can't make it, or else I'm going to miss the flight, and that sucks. Oh, sad. Yeah, I know. But that's life, you can't have everything. I already won the ticket, so I'm not going to be like, I can see everybody. Yoo-hoo." I mean, I'm just going there for networking purposes. Network, I sure hope it does. What? Not working. Finest joke ever. Ow. That took me a moment. Okay, got it. Point for you, Cookie. Point for you. And it also references a vine from a long, long time ago. Oh gosh, vine. Imagine. Oh, that's a different time altogether. Story time. But honestly, I do like this scar. It's simplified and almost looks like an accessory. It does look cool. Okay, it's cookie approved, awesome. I mean, you're probably not going to see it much because I want to make this like grayish, you know, like there is a... I don't know how the fabric is called, a very thin see-through fabric like from tights and stockings. Like a body thing, so you don't see it much. But it's so cool that it is there, technically. You can make it glow. Huh. I could make it glow. Though I'm a little bit hesitant to make it glow because, the example homework I have, which the teacher made, has a brief where his guy has a glowing scar on his chest. The person in the chest area, the person is in the chest area, attached to her heart, maybe. Yeah, exactly. That's how I am imagining it. Like it hit her in the very chest and then got attached to her heart. And I figured every time she like uses it, it comes like out here or something like that. You know. We're on the same side, Cookie. I love it. At least that was what I had in mind. One brain cell. Exactly. It's tough sharing, but the good thing is I sleep a big part of your day and you sleep a big part of my day, so it kind of works out. Yeah, exactly. Just trying to simplify the one interface as well, so it doesn't look as messy. I mean, still scary, but... Is the parasite symbiotic? Mm. Yes and no. In the beginning, definitely not, but the more they grow together, the better it goes. Kind of a Venom story. So at the beginning, the two of them hate each other's guts, probably. And I also imagine that, like, she got infected when she was little. I like Kurama and Naruto. Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, I think she got infected when she was little. And she didn't even know that she had a parasite in her for the longest time. Because it had to grow, right? So that's the idea. So probably when she's like an adult and starts working as a mercenary and stuff, strange things happen and she notices something is different, and then maybe one day the parasite like breaks out of her body and saves her life or something like this. I don't know. Still not clear about the details, but that's the general idea. What? Oh, for the longest time? Is it a song reference I should get? Probably, right? I can imagine the parasite spreading its roots along her arms all the way to her weapons, imbuing it with parasite powers. Now I feel... oh no, don't feel old. Yeah, the parasite is going to break out of her as well, and I would honestly love to do something similar to this. Let's see. That's like a reference I have, right? And this one too. I would kind of love to have parts get transparent where you see the bones and then you see like plants growing inside, but the body still works. So that's also one idea I have. I don't know if I wanted to have to work for her or just a parasite, or I don't know. Also, Nibbles, I think I know the song you were referring to. I'm just going to pin it and listen to it later. Why are the pictures making me hungry? They make you hungry? I don't know. Sell it? I don't know. Yes, it looks like they grow their own veggies inside of them. That's actually a cool concept. Yeah, right. That's basically the whole idea why I wanted to do a solar punk setting with a parasite, because I really want to make creature designs like this. That's also why I would love the parasite to be a bit snake-like, so I could like... Where did I put it? Give me a second. You know, if you have this reference here, if you have a snake, which there, and the body is like completely translucent like this here, with the bones and stuff. I always liked the combination of bones and flowers anyway. Just maybe not only green, but maybe with like, you know, red flower here, red flower there, some accent colors. Also, I just noticed there is like a squirrel and creatures in here, which is also insane. I mean, I don't know, maybe this is even AI, but I actually doubt it, or maybe it is. Might be AI because some stuff doesn't make sense, but you know how it is nowadays. Okay. Do I want more trinkets for her? Honestly, I think I'm going to leave it like this. I was, at first I was thinking like putting stuff here as well. But I'm not sure if I should do it or not, because I feel like it needs some areas to rest, and this is like a great part for a resting area. So I'm just going to leave it as it is for now. Maybe my teacher is going to tell me, put more stuff on it. I wonder how you'll add the transparency to her. Yeah, I was thinking that either like here, you know, like you can see stuff. But that would be like a problem for future me, I guess, because I'm not sure if I want to show her in this stage. If that makes any sense, and I might just keep the translucent parts for like a creature I'm designing, or maybe a villain. Because if you're designing a character, you're going to design them in the stage you see them the longest, if that makes any sense. And I think that the transparency part, or where maybe even stuff grows out of her body, is very advanced already. So yeah. Where do I have my little snake block out? I did have like the parasite like this, where I put a snake here and just figured, how would I want to have the snake wrap around her, right? Because this was like just an idea I was playing with in the blockout stage. So let's see. Let's do the parasite. And I think I'm going to just make a new sketch for it. Or a new folder. Oh, where are my references? Do I have them on my phone? Oh. Why did my grandma call me? That's odd, she rarely calls me? Weird. Transparency is a cool concept though. It is, yeah it is. That's why I think I'm going to probably use it for the parasite. Grammy! I definitely need to call her back later. Or I might do it now. I don't want to have her calling me because of an emergency and I'm not answering, you know. So I'm just going to send the concepts to my computer and then we're going to take a quick break so I can call her back just in case. Better safe than sorry. Just imagine a transparency back hidden by the jacket, showing the parasite growing from the heart and coiling around her spine, which allows the parasite to talk to her telepathically. Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. Showing it from the back would actually be really dope. Because, I mean, I would have loved to show it through the ribcage, right? But I would have to have her very, very exposed so she can show it, and being infected by a parasite is not actually something the society wants you to be, so it would make sense that it actually hides. And I think that, honestly, that's a really, really cool idea. It also avoids one issue I had with the transparency idea of her chest, because I would have loved to show, like I said, the rib cage. But you know, you have to think a step further when you're designing stuff. And in my mind is, okay, I'm designing this for a game. Let's say even if it would be like a Baldur's Gate R-rated The Witcher game where you can see partial nudity, it would still be kind of weird to show it like, you know, like this to the viewer. And I think it would be very cool if you can show it in a non-sexual way, like if you are the player and stuff and you see her put off the jacket for whatever reason, like getting treated, or maybe just for when she gets home and stuff, and you can see what's happening in the back, like a window to her soul, right? And I can still show up bones, the transparency, and the heart, which is such a cool idea. Thank you, Desi. You solved a huge problem with that idea. Is it still telepathically if it's talking through her spine? That's a good question, actually. It's telephonically. Because it's through a wire? Okay, guys, I'm going to take a very quick break and call back my grandma to see if everything is alright and if it's just something like she wanted to check in if I'm okay. But I'll be back in a few. In the meantime, enjoy. And after that, we're going to tackle the parasite, finally. Okay, that was like the grandma typical phone call you can expect. Like, come back, was everything good? Yes! she just misdialed. She wanted to call my cousin, who is actually, living, like, 4 houses away. Which is... I don't know how she did it, because let me tell you, our first names don't even start with the same letter. So I don't know how she misstyled, because we also have different phone numbers and stuff, but everything is good. She just wanted to call him. Because he often like orders Amazon packages to her and stuff, and often that's when she calls him, and he also often eats at her place and stuff. So yeah. Everything is good, it's just the normal Grammy thing. But she was like super adorable right now. She was like asking me, oh. Thank you so much for the reminder. Guys, stay hydrated, drink something. Okay, so yeah, where was I with my grandma? So, she was very, very, very sweet on the phone, right? She was asking me if everything's alright, how I'm doing and stuff, and what I'm doing right now. And I was like, yeah, I'm currently working, you know. And she was like, oh, you're still at work? And I was like, yeah, I'm still at work. Where are you working? And I'm like, I'm self-employed. I'm a freelance artist. My grandma's like, wait, you're self-employed? Since when? A while? It's almost 2 years now, Grandma. Yes. And she was so sweet but so confused, right? Because I tried to explain her so often that I'm an artist. I draw for a living. I'm self-employed. That's what I'm doing. And of course, she completely forgot about it, which is totally fine. But I think it now clicked a little bit what I'm doing, because she suddenly sounded so proud. And she was like, oh, that makes so much more sense now. I'm so happy you're doing this for a living. You always drew when you were little, and the stuff you did was so pretty. It was a very wholesome conversation, I have to say. Funny and wholesome at the same time. Because when I called her back, I was like, hey, Grandma, you called? Is everything alright? And she was like, I didn't call you. What do you mean I called you? And yeah, yeah. Cute. Yeah, she's adorable. I mean, I basically grew up with her, right? Because we lived in the same house and stuff. But you know how it is. At one point you're moving out, and my cousins who grew up near us, they're still there, because my younger cousin inherited the house of his parents because they're divorced, and his dad moved away a long time ago, and his mother also left, and the house is his father's, so he basically moved back in or something like that. Can't remember all the details and stuff. So yeah. I was always she always said I was like her favorite grandchild. So she was very heartbroken when I moved out, because she thought I would stay with my dad forever, I guess. which didn't happen. You know, old generations always think that the grandchildren stay in the same house as well. And it's very common where I live that there is like a multi-generation household. Yep, yep. Maybe she's running a dropshipping scam rig with your cousin. Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised. The stories I could tell you are insane. For example, my cousin, he just orders stuff and lets it be delivered to my grandma and to my dad, right? And one day it was like, I don't know, a Saturday or a Friday, and my dad was also at home, and suddenly he just told me the story, right? I wasn't there. And suddenly a huge, like, transporter pulled up and unloaded a bunch of huge ass. I don't know how it is, things called in English. Let me see. A pallet, of course, it's just a simple pallet. Sometimes I overcomplicate how it's called. Multiple pallets of, like, was it tiles or wooden flooring? And he didn't tell anyone. I mean, that's like, I don't know how many square meters of space my dad and my grandma have to free to even be able to put it away somewhere. And they were like, what the hell is this boy doing? Or once he ordered a 3D printer for himself and it just got delivered and somebody has to carry it inside. And it's my dad who has to do all this stuff. Because of course an 80-year-old woman can't do stuff like that. And that's just the insanity, right? I mean, I'm always teasing him because he's such a mama's boy. I think he got his spaghetti, like, cut until he was, like, 18 or longer. And yes, cutting spaghetti, you heard right. And he knows that I'm teasing him about it because I've always teased him about this. So, yeah. It's just, like, crazy. So yeah, who knows what pallets there are being delivered every day. It's always full of surprises. Also, I'm still unsure in which direction I want to go with the parasite. If I want to go in like a super creepy kind of parasite way with like, I don't know, or if I go more into pretty snake direction. Highly suspicious. It is suspicious. But just imagine the headlines, right? 20-year-old runs a, I don't know, dropshipping scam with his grandma. I'm sorry. It's just... not the greatest news I would read today. Yeah, definitely not. But it was definitely so funny. Especially the picture is like very comedian. I mean, it would probably be like my grandma at my cousin. That would be like the picture. Just insanely tall and almost non-existent weight guy versus my little cuddly chubby grandma. It's like in the movies. It is. That's why I just, in my mind, it looks just so hilarious. Okay, but now I have a problem. I already have like this very flowy chain, right? And I still want the parasite to come in as well, but not disrupting the flow. Oh gosh. I hate it. This image is going to live rent-free in my mind forever, probably. I really need to see how I want this to be like. Alright, sure, showered and EP10 for me. Bye bye and have a good rest of your stream. Thank you so much for stopping by, Cookie. It was a lot of fun. You take care of yourself and do your stuff. Thank you so much. Night night. I think this curve would work. Hi Kira, welcome to the stream. Hey there. How are you doing today? I'm fine, all the time. I just got myself something to eat. How about you? I'm fine, thank you for asking. I'm just trying to figure out how I want the parasites to look like. Which I am so not sure about. And what did you get yourself to eat? I have no clue what I'm eating today. Maybe gnocchi? But we'll see. That looks like a way too happy snake. Why do I have my reference of an attacking snake? You look in general like you're opening a trash bin. Just some pasta. Gnocchi sounds great as well. I had some spaghetti yesterday. I'm currently on the Italian trip, it seems. But it's been a while since I had like a very good pesto. And gnocchi always like are amazing. But pesto... I'm going to see how a snake skull looks like. You do have something like this. Ooh, fancy. Really trying to simplify this here, but it's a complicated process. But it's just as good, right? Doesn't have to be perfect at all. Just want to see if I can get the general shape right. I have no power, so I'm just going to lurk for a bit before I run away to somewhere with power. Oh well. What? What happened? Why don't you guys have power? What did your roomie do? Something went boom and then poof, no more power. Oh, great. American American electricity systems, they're delightful. We already talked about this once in the past, I think. Yeah, because you were socked. I was very socked. Yeah, because you were shocked our power lines are above ground. I wasn't shocked that your power lines are above ground. It was like... How are the things called in English? The trafos? We also have power lines above ground. It's just yours are a safety hazard. Yes, yes, they are. It's part of the reason when that big storm hit back in 2020, it took over 2 weeks to restore power to my area. Some places didn't have it for over a month. I mean, I can show it again, right? It's like this very essential part of your electricity system is like on the pole up there, completely exposed and a total mess most of the time. And the thing that is on top of the pole on your guys' system is like in here for us. So that's kind of crazy. We still do have older ones as well, yes, but they are way more rare. So for me, this is just insanity. Yep, LMO. Let's see. I need a cool flower. Power returned! Yes! You have the power! Congratulations! Which mean I can bother you after the stream! Hooray! No, but that's great, because I know how much of a pain it is if the power goes out for a long period of time. You have to take care of the fridge and everything else, and it's just... ugh. But now it means you have to work. Now I don't have to go sit at a Starbucks, Ella. True that, true that. Also, how when I type in flower, there is a pretty bird in the middle of it all? I mean, it is a damn pretty bird, but it's still a bird in the middle of flowers. That doesn't make sense. Oh, I like the colors. Okay, I'm getting distracted. I'll scoot over again. There's always this point when I'm scrolling on Pinterest for references where I notice I just doom scroll into oblivion, and then I decide to go quickly back to work, just in case. Okay, going to run away so I can play a little catch up on work since I couldn't do much this morning. But talking to you soon. Take care. And don't worry about me. I'm fine. Work is more important. I think I still need to think a little bit about the parasite. Because I'm definitely not digging like the huge flower. At least not the way I have it now. I do think the parasite is getting somewhere, but I definitely need to refine them a little bit more as well. Okay. Also, guys, remember to stay hydrated, please. You did say that while I was literally drinking. So you got my teddy bear with the camera inside. I knew it. Okay, but I think I'm going to leave it like this for today. I do like where we're going. I do like also how the parasite is going to look like. That was yours? What? No, it wasn't mine. I don't know what you're talking about. I would never send teddy bears with cameras inside. Yeah, nope, wouldn't. I would never. How would I dare? How would I dare? Okay, let's see. Who are we going to stalk today? Finished quite a lot today. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, this is where we left off yesterday, and we did get a bunch of stuff done. So let's see. All of those are not online, as always. This one is also not live. Got 2 Austrian artists on my live list right now. Ooh. Okay, 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 okay. Okay. I sadly cannot see your stuff. No. Never heard of any of them, but Oida is just like the most Austrian term you could pick. Okay, they are streaming Factorio, amazing game. Okay. I guess we're going to visit Oida-sama. Let's be nice and, well... not call it Oida-sama, because that kind of... I don't know. But thank you for the suggestions. I'm definitely going to also write down the other one so I don't forget, because I would love to support more Austrian artists, to be honest. So let's go. Okay. Here is our trusty old raid message, which I use a slash instead of an exclamation mark. And I'm going to send you over to Oida-sama. Guys, thank you so much for today's stream. It was a blast as always. If you liked the stream, please consider leaving a follow so you don't miss out on when I go live. And if you want to support me, a sub would be really much appreciated. Alright, then let's go. And I see you tomorrow, same time as always. Bye bye!